right, folks, Bitcoin hanging out at $30,000. You know, I thought we might be a little bit higher because CPI data did turn out to be a little bit lower than expected. Stock market is slightly up, but hanging out around that $30,000 mark, occasionally kind of dipping below it. Altcoins kind of doing the same thing they've been doing. You got Cardano still at 40 cents. I actually just picked up some more Cardano. Solana 23. Solana's up a little bit today. Litecoin still above $90, which is good to see. And VeChain 2.5 cents, and Theta $1.04. Theta's been lagging, so we want to see some pumpage from Theta. But these lower cap altcoins really aren't going to pump until we get alt season, which could be any time between now and getting closer to the Bitcoin halving. You know, I've been talking about this guy, Harry Dent, for a while. I made a video last year about him. He's a big bear about everything. He thinks we're going into a full-blown recession, the worst like we've ever seen. Everything's going to crash. He's been talking about it for the last 5 years, to be honest with you, and he hasn't been right yet. And he thinks that Bitcoin is going to drop down to $3,000, and eventually Bitcoin will rise from the ashes and almost be like the next currency. But he thinks Bitcoin will go down to $3,000, then eventually go to like $1 million down the line. The only problem is, you know, he only has about 2 more months since he made these predictions years ago, and we're almost at that point where we're at the 2-month mark to where he said all this was going to happen. So it's kind of interesting because I've been following this guy for a while. It looks like, if it doesn't happen in the next couple months, which it could happen, I don't know, but it doesn't look like it is, this guy is going to really look like an idiot. But here he is right here.
Bitcoin still overwhelmingly dominates the overall crypto market cap. So I guess I'll ask you what your view on Bitcoin is, given that you think there's going to be a crash in the NASDAQ and given that historically they've been correlated.
Yes, okay, real quick. So I'm predicting the S&P will go down 86%, the NASDAQ 92%, and guess what? The crypto sector, Bitcoin being, because there isn't a good enough index, will go down more like 95, 96%. So they are lead bubble. And so that means Bitcoin goes, and nobody's going to believe this in that industry. And I'm down here in Puerto Rico surrounded by crypto people. They've all moved here for the tax purposes because they're in big capital gains industry. The Bitcoin will fall from 69,000 to about 3,000 to 4,000, David. And people say, then people will say, oh, well, that was just total BS. Oh, it was just a big hoax. No, it's exactly what Amazon and the .coms did. That will even prove to me more. This bubble, the size of this crypto bubble says to me, this is not a joke. This is the next big thing happening. It monitors and echoes.
Anyway, yeah, so Bitcoin at this point, I would have believed Bitcoin going down to $3,000 a few months ago when Bitcoin was $15,000, everything was collapsing. But for me, I think that was probably the low. For Bitcoin to go from, what are we at, $30,000 right now down to $3,000, I mean, that would be devastating. I mean, something awful would have to happen, even beyond tech stocks dumping, beyond bank stock, beyond anything. This is like World War III type stuff. So I don't think it's going to happen. I think this guy's going to be proven wrong. He's had some good predictions in the past and some not so good. So he's kind of like 50-50 right. But it is interesting, if you're a big follower of Harry Dent, that in the next 2 months, we're coming to that point where his predictions are either going to come true or they're not, and we have Bitcoin back at $30,000. So I'm leaning towards not, but hey, look, I'm open to anything because this is a crazy world we live in. All right, Cardano rolls out new Lace wallet. Will it provide a major boost to Cardano? Lace One, the Lace wallet, will give users direct access to Cardano network and the various dApps built on it. Cardano's demand in the derivatives market fell at the time of writing. Cardano's network development activity fell remarkably over the last 30 days, plunging to a 3-month low at the time of writing as per data from Santiment. This is a worrying sign as development activity is an important indicator to evaluate the prospects of a blockchain, with declining activity implying that future enhancements could miss their deadlines. More so, unlike other major coins in the market that recorded weekly gains, Cardano shed 0.53 of its value. However, things could change for the better with Cardano's latest offering. Cardano's creator Input Output Global IOG announced that the launch of Lace Wallet, the first native wallet in the Cardano ecosystem, just like MetaMask, which is used to interact with the Ethereum blockchain, Lace 1.0 will be a light wallet, giving users direct access to Cardano network and the various apps built on it. So this is cool. I don't think this is going to like propel Cardano to like $1 million, but what I like to see is every few weeks you have new news coming out for Cardano. They're doing upgrades. They're releasing wallets. There's always something cool going on. Unfortunately, Cardano is still at 40 cents, 39 or what, 40 cents right now. I do think once Cardano blows past 50 cents, $1.75 is going to happen very quickly. I've seen this before with Cardano. I've already lived through it once. That's why I'm just kind of used to it. And a lot of people say, well, you know, Cardano is underperforming. It's really not. Cardano is up 50, or actually up 100% from its lows. It went down to like 20 cents. Now we're at 40 cents, so that's a doubling. So not too bad there. But pretty much a lot of other altcoins did as well. Litecoin was at $40 or $40, $50. Now it's almost at what, $90 or $100. So we just haven't seen that altcoin bull run yet, and I do think that's coming. Do I know exactly when it's coming? Look, I'm not going to pretend I do. All I know is that Bitcoin is doing everything it's supposed to be doing right now. We hit that low a few months ago. Now we're double that low. Got the Bitcoin halving in less than a year. Things are flying. I mean, it's almost summertime already. So I do predict Bitcoin to be $45,000 at minimum by the end of the year, and a lot of these altcoins are going to be 2-3x from where they are right now. So I don't think Harry Dent is going to be right, but I'm open to anything. Dow rises slightly as traders assess cooler than expected CPI report. So the CPI report was a little bit better than expected, not quite enough to really shoot up anything or the stock market, but it is better than expected, because if inflation was higher than expected, you probably see everything dumping right now, including Bitcoin. So we can't complain. We'll take it. Better than expected. And interestingly, you're already starting to hear talk about the halving. Here's a CNBC article that came out today. Bitcoin is 1 year away from a major technical event. History suggests the start of another bull run. Folks, remember CNBC just a couple months ago? Jim Cramer, I'm selling my Bitcoin. I don't want anything to do with it. That was at 15,000. All the CNBC articles are negative. Is Bitcoin doomed? Is it going away? Is it done? Is it a scam? Happens every cycle. You can even watch my videos from 6 months ago. I said, how do you know when Bitcoin's at bottom, when CNBC turns? Because CNBC is the dumb money. The millions and millions of people watching CNBC are not the smart money. They're not the people who are going to retire off cryptocurrency. They are the dumb money. When you're catering to the dumb money, that's the kind of story you have to run. It's almost like if I was running an ice cream shop and I only sold candy and ice cream, I'm going to be basically catering to people who like sugar, right? So when the fat slob's coming up to get ice cream, I'm going to do whatever I can to sell them that ice cream, even though I know that's not how I'm living my life. I'm here running 10 miles a day, lifting weights, taking care of myself. But if I'm running an ice cream shop, I'm catering to the fat slobs. And I guess and essentially I'm like a drug dealer. But hey, look, if I'm making $1 million a year off an ice cream shop, I'm pro ice cream. I'm pro sugar. I'm pro diabetes, even though I'm not living that lifestyle myself. That's how I look at CNBC. A lot of these guys know exactly what they're doing. They're buying Bitcoin behind the scenes. They're buying crypto behind the scenes, but they can't announce that. They can't talk positively about it because they are catering to the dumb money. I've been in this market now since 2017. I was the dumb money the first few years. I admit it 100%. Following those assholes is probably why I'm not retired right now. So I'm not making that mistake ever again. You do the opposite of what they're doing. They sold at 15,000, but now you're seeing them coming around. Oh, Bitcoin is 1 year away from a major technical event. History suggests the start of another bull run. Bitcoin is up 80% since the start of the history. History shows that cryptocurrency tends to perform well in the run-up to the so-called halving. That's what we've been talking about on this channel for the last year. The Bitcoin halving, which occurs every 4 years, reduces rewards for successfully mining new Bitcoin by 50%. The aim is to reduce the supply. If you reduce supply, price goes up. That's not just with Bitcoin, that's with everything. Before the last halving on May 11th, 2020, the price of Bitcoin increased by 19% from the same day a year earlier. Halving isn't the only factor impacting price, but it's an important event for investors. Throughout history, when you get close to that Bitcoin halving, Bitcoin absolutely goes crazy. You can't deny it. And that is less than 1 year away, folks. We're about 10 months away from that happening. Could even be sooner than that because it's not like an exact science. But just remember, folks, you're starting to see the CNBC articles. Go back 6 months, all negative. Now they're talking about the next bull run. You can't make this stuff up with the dumb money, but hopefully you guys were buying altcoins, and Bitcoin over the last 6 months. All right, folks, that's it. Like and subscribe. Talk to you later.